So this week we are going to cover an introduction to JavaScript. And so we will go through the lecture and demo, and there really isn't any web-based readings, just basically going through that. There are videos linked in that will explain things to you as well. And then I am also going to be showing you how to create CSS custom properties and how to use Chat GPT. And both of those things are optional, but in the past, students have been interested in learning about those. So we will talk about those as well. Um, the only assignment that you have is the textbook assignment, where you will practice integrating JavaScript into some existing web pages. There is no lab assignment because you will be then adding some JavaScript to your final project. In addition to the textbook assignment, you do need to register at Certiport, and there are directions on how to do that. And all you need to do is register, get a username and a password. Do not purchase any vouchers because we have those for you. So all you need is the username and the password. And then you will take the second exam, which covers the second half of the course. And it'll be like the first one where you can take it a maximum of 3 times and it will keep your highest score. This exam is only going to be open for a week, so make sure you get in there and take it. There are no extensions on that because to help you practice for the IT specialist HTML and CSS certification exam, I'm going to take all of the test questions from the midterm and the second test and put them into a Canvas test that you can take over and over again, and you will get extra credit for doing that. In addition, we have Gmetrics, which is testing software. It uses the same objectives as the IT specialist exam. And so you will also be completing practice tests in Gmetrics and submitting a screenshot, all in preparation for that certification exam, which is your final exam. And then finally, you have the term project and the discussion showcase. And the term project, to make this a little easier for you, it can be the lab assignment that you did for Lesson 11 Part 1 or Lesson 11 Part 2. Both of those lab assignments have very similar requirements to the final project. The final project actually has some additional requirements that were not in the lab assignment. So you are going to have to add to the final project if you want to get all the points. So to make sure that everybody's on the same page, I did include due dates in the overview, and you can see that we have the due dates displayed in here as well. Down here, I'm showing you where that is due. And so you're going to start by going through the lecture demo for JavaScript. And for this one, there are some videos for each of the sections in this document that will walk you through the section, but please make sure you read through the section as well. And by the time you're done with this, you should have a pretty good idea of how to put, simple JavaScript commands into your HTML. And so when you're done with this, if you want to go directly to the textbook assignment, that is fine. I do also want you to take a look at the CSS properties in ChatGPT. But this you don't really need to look at before you do the textbook assignment. So if you want to do the textbook assignment first, that is fine. Custom properties are totally optional. It is just a way where you can kind of define some CSS at a global level. Okay, so this kind of goes through that. I've got links to interactive examples if this is something you are interested in learning about. It is by no means required. It is completely optional. ChatGPT is used by developers to problem solve and to provide starter documents. And you guys can use this to help you incorporate some JavaScript into your final project. So I have some examples here of how this works with ChatGPT. And ChatGPT is not perfect, but for, what we are going to use it for, I think it will give you, some good code. Like I said, it's not perfect, so you can actually look at some of these examples. I did not modify what ChatGPT provided. So if you go in and you take a look, you can see that this obviously is not a perfect menu. The layout is kind of funky, but this is what it gave me right out of the box. So this is actually a really good starting point. And that is how the industry is using it. It is using it to problem solve and to provide starter documents. Okay, so I've got other examples here as well. And then you can go ahead and get started on that last textbook assignment. And so the directions here, they're very similar to all the other textbook assignments. There are videos that walk you through how to do this, but you're going to end up with a page that looks like this, and then you'll have buttons. Now, this is not a live example. This is a graphic, but your buttons will be a live example where you can click and change the picture. Okay, so here are the graphics for you to download, and this is the code that you need in your page. Okay, so as you go through here, you're just going to be learning different ways of incorporating some kind of basic JavaScript into your pages to make them interactive. Okay, so as you come through here, there's several different documents you are going to be creating. And then at the bottom is a summary of what you need to turn in. And that is a rather short textbook assignment. And when you are done with that, get it transferred to the web, submit done to the Dropbox. Then you will take exam 2. This is like our other test, the midterm, where you get to take it 3 times and it will keep your highest score. And again, this test is going to close right after it is due because I'm going to be taking all of the questions that we've had on both tests and putting them into a practice test for you to help you get ready for the certification exam. And doing the practice test is worth 20 points extra credit. So you definitely are going to want to do it. And then the last thing that you need to do by the 25th is create a Certiport account. And again, you do not purchase anything. You go to the Certiport site, you create a username and a password. That's it. Okay. And then when you go to take the certification exam, you do need to bring with your Certiport username and password because you're going to have to log in. That's how they connect the exam, to you. As far as the final project goes, that is not due until December 2nd. There are directions. There is a checklist here. They are pretty much the same. The directions are more conversational than the checklist. So this is more of a conversational tone of what you guys need to turn in, okay, what you need to complete. And the other one is simply a checklist, but they both contain the same information. So, whichever one, fits your learning style better, that is exactly what you should use. Okay, so this is actually my rubric. This is what I am going to use when I correct your project. Okay, and then I do have a couple of video examples of how you might use ChatGPT to add JavaScript to your project, and different things that you can do to incorporate JavaScript in if you are, if you don't have any ideas. So if you're looking for ideas, watch the videos because they should help you. You can also feel free to stop by my live stream office hours because I've been doing JavaScript for a long, long time, and I would be happy to help you too. So if you guys run into any problems this week, please let me know. Um, Typical JavaScript problems, you will look at the page and it won't do anything. So if the page is not doing anything, there is a problem. And what you have to do is press F12 on your keyboard, and that will kind of take you into the developer panel where you can see what the problem is. But if any of you are kind of lost, you're not sure how to figure out the problem, just send me an email. Make sure you have it transferred to the web, and I will take a look at it because I am happy to help you guys. So I hope you all have a great week, and let me know if you have any questions or problems.